So unfortunately, as black people, we often find ourselves in impoverished situations for a variety of reasons. And one of the dreams that a lot of us have is to make enough money to where we don't have to be in that situation anymore. We can get up and get out. But what comes with that is leaving people who look like you and living around a bunch of white people. Because the majority of wealthy people are white and the majority of people who are poor are black.
I'm just like, why don't black people get money and move around other black people? And then I start thinking, are we the only race that doesn't do this? Like Mexican people, they get money and they still live around other Mexicans. More than likely, their cousin, they move around their family, like their cousin, relations, whatever. They move around other white people, they move around other white people. White people don't get money and say, all right, I'm moving around some black people. Mexicans don't get money and say, all right, I'm moving around some black people. Asian community people say, I'm about to get this money and I'm gonna move to live in a neighborhood with black people. But I said, black people, we the only ones that get money and say, we are getting away from ourselves. I want to go live in a neighborhood that is white. I want to go live in a neighborhood that is Asian mixed or this or that. Like, why don't nobody want to?
This, again, in my opinion, is an economic issue and not a moral one. Where you could say it's a moral issue is if you had, like, say you had an affluent black neighborhood here, right? And then you had an affluent white neighborhood here. And the black people who are making money were deciding, we're going to go stay with the white folks. That's when I'd say, what the hell is going on? In reality, and I think it's most likely the same with the Latina community as well. The ones that make money and move out, they're going to move where other rich people are. Those people happen to be white. I don't think black people are necessarily desperate to live. I don't think black people are necessarily desperate to live amongst white people, even though in this video, you're going to see one person who is moving kind of bad. They're just desperate to remove themselves from poverty. And black people happen to be poor. And when you are poor, bad things happen around you. They want to get out of that. But again, this is the thing about being black. The problems are endless. Because you move out of the hood, you move around a bunch of white people, now guess what? You have to deal with racism.
Video of a lady who moved out of London and her children who are in primary school have been experiencing racism, right? And I thought, as somebody who grew up, born in London, East London, spent some time growing up in London, but then predominantly lived on the outskirts, like Essex, I'm here to tell you that moving out of London is not going to save your children. Some of you have the mentality that my mother had, which is like, oh, I need to get out of the hood, basically, and I need my kids to grow up around privilege and, you know, all that type of stuff. It's got to be better for them. Let me tell you something now, yeah? It don't work out like that. Like, it don't work out how you think it is going to work out. Your children are going to go through hell. Okay? I'm just going to say it as somebody who went to a predominantly white school. I'm just going to tell you, your black child is going to go through hell. Stay in, if you can afford to. Not everyone can afford to stay in London. I get it. It's hard out here. So, you know what I'm trying to say.
This is where the problem comes in. And you guys know I'm as anti-coon as they get. But if you have two options, and maybe you don't have two options, maybe you have more than two. But if you only had two options, one was stay around like violence and gangs and stuff like that, or move out into a more posh area and maybe have to deal with racism. So maybe you're dealing with gangs and violence and your child potentially being a victim, or you're moving into a potentially racist neighborhood where your child can be a victim there. I'm picking this one. I'm sorry to go ahead and say it. I don't know if I've told this story before. No, I most definitely have. But I was born in Edmonton, right? Tottenham area, which is notoriously bad for gangs. And I have an older brother, much, much older. He's, in his 50s, whatever the case is. And when he was younger, he got into some trouble with gangs and stuff. And that was like mum's biggest fear for me. So instead of me growing up in Tottenham, we moved to Grenada. Grenada is like 95% black. So I guess that doesn't thing. But yeah, parents are always gonna pick their children's safety, and they should, even if potentially, you're going around a bunch of racists.
But you need to try and move somewhere that is diverse. There are places in Essex, Kent, all the type of areas, the home counties that are diverse. Or if you're going to like Birmingham or even further up north, like Bradford and them type of areas, there are places that are diverse. Do not take your black ass and go move to some predominantly white area where your kids are not going to have no black friends and not going to have no black representation, all of that type of stuff. Don't do it. Okay? It's going to make your child's life harder. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why it's going to make your child's life harder. The main reason why it's going to make your child's life harder, is because when you grow up around different ethnic backgrounds, as somebody from an ethnic background, you can relate to people, you can connect, okay? I went to a predominantly white school, okay? I could not connect with people that were from the same background as me because I wasn't really around them. There was a couple of people in my year, but everyone was like sporadic. There wasn't enough black people for everyone to like. You see how in some schools all the black people will be together, all the Asian people. There wasn't enough of us to even do that. Okay, like it wasn't like that. So that affected how I socialized with other black and brown people because I didn't grow up with them. So I had to learn from like college and onwards how to socialize with my own fucking people, right? Because I didn't grow up around black and brown people like that. Of course, like I said, there were some people dotting around, but majority, my primary school, secondary school, all of that, I was the only black person in my class. I was the only black person in, like, that was how it was. That was normal for me. And then, growing up, I realised other black people didn't have that. They had all their friends from, like, year 7, they're black. None of the people I went to school with, I ain't friends with none of them. Because there's nothing, we can't relate to each other. We're from completely different backgrounds. We're from completely different places in the world. Primary school, all my friends were middle-class white people. Middle-class white people would name their child Lettuce. I used to have a friend called Lettuce. I'm not even joking.
I remember mum bought a house in Wembley, northwest London. This is before we moved to Grenada. And the school was like overwhelmingly Asian. There was 2 black people in my entire year. And, the school was alright. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling, you know what I'm saying? I'm playing cricket. I'm from the West Indies. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. I'm trash though, but I'm playing cricket and shit. Mum said, hell no, man. Literally sold the house and we ended up moving. And I'm like, why did we move? What happened? And she was like, I just didn't like that situation. I didn't like you being around no black people. Take from that as you will. I just thought that was an interesting way I could bring that in.
A hill that I'm willing to die on is that black children should be raised around black people, going to black schools, living in black neighborhoods, surrounded by black excellence, because proximity to whiteness does not equal proximity to greatness. I've said it many, many times about many different situations. And I recognize that given the fact that I am from Prince George's County, Maryland, I am biased on this subject. But I am certain that I've had the privilege of a particular experience that you do not experience everywhere. Being from this area shaped my mind around possibility for black people. It is very normal to have a black doctor, a black dentist, a black teacher, a black business owner, a black blue-collar worker, a black federal government worker. All of these things are very normalized here. This place is like no other place in the world.
I couldn't agree more. As someone who grew up around black people, only black people, It was the best experience of my life. I'll be real. I never had to worry about, is it because I'm black? Imagine that. Imagine never having to, is it because I'm black? You know, there's still, people always find things to discriminate. It's kind of how humans are, right? I was from the south side. People from the north side didn't like guys from the south side. Okay, I knew what it was. Some of them were light skinned too. I never liked them. I'll be real. Not because they were light skinned, but I just never liked them. Living amongst predominantly black people, like overwhelmingly majority black people, is something that I wish more black people could experience. You have so much like mental freedom. Unfortunately, because of Africa, the continent of Africa, right? We have to be in the West to get a better life and blah, 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 blah. So we're surrounded by white people and it is what it is. But this woman, who we're about to watch right now, she loved being surrounded by white people, man. She's gone viral for essentially saying, like, thank God I've got away from you disgusting heathens. That's basically what she's saying to black people. And here's the thing. There's a difference between celebrating, like, removing yourself from poverty. What she's doing, it feels like she's celebrating her proximity to whiteness.
You know, I'm sitting here on my porch enjoying some refreshing watermelon. I'm out here on my patio, and I'm sitting here saying, for the first time in my life, I'm in an all-white neighborhood while my neighbors up the street have a ranch of horses. Further down the street, my neighbors have a petting farm. I sat down for the first time in my life and heard a woodpecker. Never heard a woodpecker in my life.
But why did you start with like all white? You could have said everything you said without bringing up the fact that they're white. First time in my life, my neighbors got woodpeckers. They got horses and shit. This is crazy.
I heard a mockingbird sing different songs, and it wasn't even the same song. I saw an eagle's nest further up the street, and I saw an eagle in the sky. And I'm seeing all of this in an all-white neighborhood. Wow. Message. I'm going to tell you something. It's a damn shame how many black people are coming in my box talking shit to me because I am actually happy that I am living in a neighborhood that is clean, beautiful, clear, quiet. And it just so happened to be around nothing but white people. And I got black people trying to make me feel bad because I wanted to raise my son in an environment where I don't want him thinking smoking crack and being a prostitute and then keeping your neighborhood dirty and riding around disturbing the peace.
It's not funny. It's not funny. This is cooning. Because that's just what black people are, right? That's just what living around black people's like. Just a bunch of prostituted gang members, demons. These things exist, of course, but I've always said this, right? The difference between someone like me and a coon is that when you're cooning, like, you're saying the same thing white people say, like racist white people. You're just repeating their talking points. They could watch your video for ammo. You know? If you came out and you said, man, I'm just so happy I left poverty, man, and it led to me leaving black people. You know what I'm saying? I'm surrounded by a whole bunch of white people now, but it's a great village, it's a great neighborhood, it's great for my son, whatever the case is, and this is where I want to spend the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? This is where I want my son to grow up. I don't want him to be around certain types of things. My son ain't gonna be around a bunch of dirty hoodlums who doing crack cocaine. I love this white neighborhood, but that's you. That is different. It's different. This is bad. This is bad.
and with your pants up under your ass and you walk around wearing fucking bonnets and being a bunch of fucking dirty foot whores and your fat ass fucking kids is normal. Look at my damn son. Look at my child. My child is living a fucking life and you think I'm wrong for that? And another thing, you think I'ma let y'all broke down Tonka truck minded motherfuckers make me feel bad for wanting to live better? You think I'ma let you goddamn foot draggers, goddamn underbrain developed motherfuckers make me feel bad for wanting to have peace in my life? If you want to keep your saggy pant bonnet wearing asses in the fucking hood, acting like a bunch of mindless buffoons, and keep your motherfucking ass there, because the world that lives like this wants y'all to stay over there. So don't fuck with me because I want that little boy back there under the water having a good time, happy. Are you fucking nuts? And that's the problem, because a lot of black people think that living like that is normal. I'm here to tell you, the ghettos are not normal. Living like that is not fucking normal. That lets me know you got a mental arrested development and you need help and prayer. Message. This message is for Goose Cop 23. You left me a message saying, well, white people don't want you in their neighborhoods. That may be possibly true, or it may be absolutely true. At the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck. Because at the end of my day, when they see me, they see a confident black woman that is well versed in enunciation and pronunciation, etiquette, and class. They see that I am quiet and they see that I am humble. They do not see me around here acting all erratic and loud and with the buffoonery. And when they conversate with me or they have a conversation with me, they see that I am well versed in conversation and current events. So I don't really give a fuck.
Massa, I'm good black, Massa. I'm good black. I speak real good English. My English is good. I'm not like the other blacks. Jeez Louise, let's read some of these comments, man. That sounds like a bunch of racists. Why would it matter where you... I mean, look, a white woman. I'm telling you, man. They start like co-opting the thing. Right? They start, oh yeah, those blacks are bad, right? Yeah, they start... I never want these people in my comment section, man. I never want to see them. They could kick rugs. That sounds like a bunch of racists. Why would it matter where you choose to live? Only small-minded people operate themselves by skin color. You're above that. Yeah, you're above these Negroes, man. There is literally not... Look, outside of what we spoke about, if you're living around a bunch of white people, that's not a problem, man. And people are acting completely disingenuous. Like, that's the reason why people are upset at her. It's the way you're speaking about black people. That's literally it. You just got a bunch of people agreeing. Stay proud and know I'm a white man. Of course you approve this message. A bunch of black people agreeing. Is she deleting comments? I think she's deleting comments because there's no one disagreeing. But she's angry as shit. Oh God, these comments are just proving me right, man. I'm a white dude and I don't mind at all for a classy black. Oh, fucking hell. The white community welcomes you. Ah, man. She's most definitely I'm MAGA person and I'm happy for you. Bumberclad. May this day never happen. The day that I could take me off this planet, blood, I swear that the day that I start caping for white people, get me off the planet. Something's happened. I've been cloned, Gucci. They done me like they said they done Gucci. I've been cloned. The day I see comments talking about, yeah, I'm MAGA, and I just agree, man. These other black people, they leave my whole channel, man. Damn. But you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions on this. Man, there's absolutely unequivocally nothing wrong with you bettering your life. That happens to be, you happen to move to a neighborhood where people are more affluent with the system in which we live in. That happens to be around white people. There's nothing wrong with that. You are speaking down at black people like white people, like racist white people, which is why you've got a bunch of white people in your comments, like sucking you off. And you're deleting comments as well. That's weak, I can't lie.
This liquor got me in my zone. Now I'm blowing up your phone. Blowing weed, smoking the ozone. I just can't let this go. This liquor got me in my zone. Now I'm blowing up your phone. Blowing weed, smoking the ozone.